Welcome. In this video, I want to show you 10 long-term food storage items that should go in every prepper's pantry. All of these foods, if stored properly, will last indefinitely. That is to say, a cool, dry, dark place in airtight containers. Over the years, the quality of these foods may deteriorate. They should be safe to eat. Always inspect your food that it is safe before eating. The best way to tell if your food is safe is usually by sight or smell. If you're not sure, look up the signs of it going bad or discard it. Let's get started. Now, rice is the most important staple food in the world. Most of us in the Western world have a variety of foods in our diet, but a big portion of the world, rice is their main staple food. White rice has been pretty much stripped of all the nutrients, so it's carb heavy, but the carbs equal calories and energy. By stripping all the nutrients out of it, it does have a long shelf life. That's why when you see countries shipping food to poorer countries, they will use rice. Now, rice is pretty versatile. You can add meat to it, add vegetables to it for different flavors, put it in soups, use it for a side dish. A very versatile food. Let's talk about wheat. We can also talk about flour. Flour is going to last you, if stored properly, a few years or more, depending on what source you look at. But we'll say 2 to 5 years if stored properly. But in order to get flour, we need to grind wheat. And with flour being one of the staple foods in our diet, because we eat a lot of bread and flour is the main ingredient in bread, so wheat is important. This wheat here will last up to 30 years. I bought this a few years ago, 2049. Wheat is high calorie, and calories equals energy. And this is high in proteins and fiber and antioxidants. Now, this wheat can be ground, turned into flour, and used in any recipe that calls for flour. And while we're talking about breads, as a bonus, don't forget some yeast. Now, I know sugar always gets a bad rap health-wise because it is a refined food, but it's a sweetener that we cannot live without, and it's a staple for baking ingredients. But it will last indefinitely as long as water doesn't get to it. Sugar has many uses in baking, cooking, in different toppings, in tea. Some people put it in coffee, and also, more importantly, sugar is one of the main ingredients in bread. Raw honey will last forever. As many of us know by now, honey was found in Egyptian tombs from 3,000 years ago, so we know it will last. It is made largely of sugar and has a low water content, so bacteria doesn't grow in it. And it will crystallize a little. If it crystallizes, just heat it up and it will be good. You can use honey as a sugar substitute sweetener. It can heal wounds and burns, fight infections, and also one of the main things I use honey for is to relieve cold symptoms. We have red kidney beans, pinto beans, and northern beans. Beans are really a seed, and they're another versatile food. You can eat these by themselves, put them in chilies or soups, and salads. Beans is also a staple of many countries around the world. Next, we have the ever popular popcorn. Now, I have these sealed in mason jars. They're vacuum sealed with oxygen absorbers in them. I sealed this one in June of 20. This one in February of 19. Now, this popcorn will last indefinitely sealed because it is 100% grain. It will go bad if it gets moisture in it, but it is a whole grain food full of fiber. Instant coffee. One of the food items we prefer not having to be in a situation to have to use this item in an emergency situation. This would be a morale booster if you didn't have regular coffee, and it would take people out of a bad mood and you would have happy people around you. Now, one thing is, make sure you buy these that are vacuum sealed. The smaller ones that come in the little boxes are not vacuum sealed. Here we have some maple syrup. I added K-Rose syrup to it. It can be used as a sweetener and has an indefinite shelf life. It is also versatile. It can be used on toast, in baked beans, in your oatmeal, anything you want to sweeten up a little bit. Now the corn syrup, don't mistake this for high fructose corn syrup. This is light corn syrup. It can be used as a sweetener, mostly used in baking goods, candies, and cookies. The only thing I use this for is peanut butter Rice Krispie treats. White vinegar is a prepper must. It will last indefinitely because it is fermented. This is very versatile. You can use it in pickling, marinades, dressings. You can also use this as a cleaner and a deodorizer. Here we have pure vanilla extract. It will last forever. The one thing about this, you don't want to refrigerate this ever. Even after you open it, do not refrigerate. Used in baking, mainly in cakes, cookies, and desserts. You can also add this to your drinks to put a vanilla flavor in it. And also you can use this as an insect repellent. There we have it, 10 long-term foods that should go in every prepper pantry. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you put in your long-term prepper pantry in the comments below. And until next time, happy prepper shopping.